Democracy campaign.
You're watching KSTP-TV, Minnesota's News Channel 5.
Live from Minnesota's News Channel, KSTP Channel 5, this is Eyewitness News Morning.
Good morning, everyone. It's 6 o'clock. It's a Wednesday, and it's August the 5th. A nice day today to wake up, I think.
Definitely. I just hope we have as good a day today as we did yesterday. It was magnificent, glorious yesterday. First off, let's go up to the Weather Center, check in with meteorologist Karen Falloon, and find out what's going to happen today. Karen?
Well, it should be a gorgeous day. Lots more sunshine in the forecast than yesterday. We had a few clouds and a few sprinkles yesterday afternoon. That's now moved off. We have clear skies all over Minnesota this morning. Our temperature right now is 58 degrees. The dew point is 55, so the relative humidity is 90%. Winds right now are light. They're out of the southeast, and the pressure is falling. Should be a gorgeous day. I'll have some forecasted warmer temperatures in about 5 minutes or so.
All right, thank you, Karen. A man was stabbed to death in St. Paul overnight, and this morning his girlfriend is in police custody. Police say the man was stabbed in the back after an apparent argument with his girlfriend on Carroll Street. According to police, the stabbing happened shortly after midnight. The dead man's identity is being withheld until relatives can be notified. In Minneapolis, the parents of a sexual assault victim say they're upset with police. Their 14-year-old daughter was assaulted while delivering newspapers. Her attacker is still at large. The parents say police haven't moved quickly enough on information from two witnesses. John Wingate talks with the parents and police in his report, and we've taken steps in it to protect the family's identity, and we have given the young victim an alias.
It was a very, very violent act of sex. I'm glad my daughter is alive.
The attack occurred in one of South Minneapolis's nicer neighborhoods at one of the quietest times of the week, just before 7 last Sunday morning. 14-year-old Elizabeth was delivering newspapers when her assailant came up from behind, grabbed her, and dragged her to a nearby garage where the sexual assault occurred. Minneapolis police say two neighbors saw the apparent attacker, who was dressed only in red bikini shorts.
A witness followed this party through the neighborhood for a period of time and then just did not continue following, and the assault took place shortly after. The second instance, again because of the way the party was dressed, person just took note of the person's physical description.
The victim's mother is criticizing police response in the case. She says an artist should have immediately been dispatched to come up with a composite of the suspect.
If you've got an eyewitness, get an artist out there immediately. That's when you're going to get your sketch, not a day or 2 or 3 later when the eyewitness can no longer remember everything they saw.
Police say they don't get an artist to do a composite until they're sure witnesses have retained enough useful information.
When we ascertain that what we're doing isn't going to be very fruitful, and the next step is to try for a composite if we have good enough descriptions, and in this case we seem to have.
Locke says a composite sketch will be done Wednesday. Here's the description of the suspect. He's in his 30s, medium build, with black hair. Meanwhile, this Minneapolis mother has a word of advice for parents.
I would ask all parents to be very careful, to be very leery. If there's any chance that they can go with their child, to go with them.
John Wingate for Eyewitness News Morning.
If you have any information on the case, please contact the Minneapolis police.
Elevator inspectors found a woman's body yesterday at the bottom of an elevator shaft at the Elliott Twin Apartments in Minneapolis. The discovery came 3 days after firefighters came to check out reports of a woman screaming in the elevator shaft. They couldn't find anything then. Investigators think the woman slipped and fell 10 stories to her death while trying to escape from a stuck elevator. A rural Red Wing woman and her live-in boyfriend were arraigned on charges yesterday in the death of the woman's 3-year-old daughter, Julia Morrison. The judge set bail at $25,000 for Gloria Morrison. He set bail at $100,000 for her boyfriend, James Olson. The two face a total of 12 charges, including second- and third-degree murder. An autopsy shows Julie Morrison died of injuries to both sides of her brain last May.
A former Alexandria psychologist has been arrested in Las Vegas on charges he sexually abused one of his former Alexandria patients last year. 36-year-old James Clive Nevers is accused of beginning a sexual relationship with a patient who was in therapy at the Douglas County Hospital. The complaint says Nevers began the relationship a week after he ended therapy with her. Nevers was charged under a law passed in 1985. The law says it's a felony for a psychotherapist to have sex with a patient or former patient who is emotionally dependent on the therapist. Minnesota's lawsuit challenging National Guard training missions to Central America was dismissed. So far, only Massachusetts' governor has offered his continued support in appealing the lawsuit. Minnesota and 10 other states challenged a recent federal rule that says governors don't have any say in what their state's National Guards do outside the United States borders.
Christopher Ryden of Minneapolis and his crewmates on the USS Stark will dock in Florida this morning. The Stark was attacked in the Persian Gulf by Iraqi fighters, which mistook it for an enemy ship. Ryden's parents are in Florida this morning, waiting to see if their son, for the first time since the attack. The Rydens spent 36 hours waiting by phone when the Stark was attacked. They were relieved when they found out their son was not among the 37 sailors who died in the attack. Mike Binkley talks with the Rydens in the second half hour of Eyewitness News Morning.
Right.
The time right now is 6:06. It's 58 degrees on this Wednesday morning. Meteorologist Karen Falloon looks at the weather. What will be like today? That's coming up.
And you'll see how Maple Grove residents are dealing with the stress caused by that tornado that recently hit their neighborhood. That's later on Eyewitness News Morning.
For over 20 years, Bradley Exterminating Company has been providing quality exterminating services for fine homes, apartments, and businesses. And now, due to popular demand, we've also developed a complete line of quality products for the do-it-yourselfer. All Bradley Exterminating products are easy to use and packed with exterminator punch to get the job done fast. When you have a pest problem, look for a Bradley display in a store near you. Bradley Exterminating products. They work for exterminators, they'll work for you.
Available at Frattallone's Columbia Heights Ace and White Bear Ace.
This Thursday, Friday, and Saturday is Plywood, Minnesota Sizzler Sale.
You betcha, Ken. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, Merillat kitchen cabinets are on sale.
Yep, Merillat quality cabinets, regularly 50% off, now 55% off.
Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, selected Plywood, Minnesota in-stock wallpaper is up to 70% off. Prices start at $1.
Pre-finished paneling is on sale, too, like this Masonite panel, just $4.99.
Plywood, Minnesota Sizzler Sale this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
See our new Burnsville store, County Road 42 and Burnhaven Drive.
A lot of you out there don't believe superglues work. Take it from me. I'm Harry Coover. I invented superglue. And this new stuff really works. It's Duro Quick Gel with MTS. More thick, more quick, more stick. To work better on more things than ordinary superglues. Duro Quick Gel with MTS. There's no other superglue like it. Right, George?
Right, Harry.
Available at these fine stores.
Welcome back, everyone. Karen Falloon joins us with her morning cup of coffee and her morning forecast.
A cool morning.
Oh, is it? It's nice.
We can almost say it's chilly in northeastern Minnesota. It dropped into
Feels
the
good.
40s in the northern portion of the state this morning. Right now, it's 47 at Duluth and 46 at International Falls. Temperatures elsewhere over Minnesota and Wisconsin in the 50s this morning. However, if you go a little bit farther out to the west, temperatures warm into the 60s, and we have some of that warmer air on the way. One indication of that warmer air, some cloudiness, which is now showing up in western Minnesota and the eastern Dakotas, and that is moving to the east. And we can expect a few clouds perhaps later this afternoon, partly cloudy by this afternoon, with the winds increasing out of the south. Right now, we have southeasterly winds at 5 miles an hour. The temperature is still 58 degrees. The dew point is 55. The relative humidity is 90%. Winds are calm, and the pressure is holding steady. Well, for later on this afternoon, we have a warm front on the way, so that does mean warmer temperatures this afternoon, about 10 degrees warmer than it was yesterday. That will be quickly followed by a cool front that should move through Minnesota, say on Thursday afternoon. So later tonight and throughout the day on Thursday, we should see an increase in the number of showers and thunderstorms. Midday today, though, lots of sunshine, mostly sunny, 76 degrees this afternoon, partly cloudy, and 84. Tonight, showers and thunderstorms late, partly cloudy, though, this evening. Should it be a gorgeous Minnesota evening, and temperatures 64 to 69 degrees for lows, so it will be much warmer tonight. For tomorrow, temperatures will be in the mid to upper 80s with scattered showers and thunderstorms throughout the day and partly cloudy skies otherwise. So we have a warm front today and a cool front tomorrow. All right,
Good.
very good.
Good.
Let's see how the driving weather is right now with Marianne Sullivan, she's over at Metro Traffic Control. Hi, Marianne.
Good morning, Wendy. We have a green light on the system. Things are moving quite nicely this morning. Highway 100, you'll find traffic on the build between Highway 55 past Highway 7, holding at the posted speed limits, moving between 50 and 55 miles per hour. And one closure today in the construction zone, 35W northbound, the ramp to Highway 10 is going to close. Beginning Friday, Highway 10 to 35W northbound will close, adding to the delays through there. And some good news, Highway 12 eastbound, the ramps to 94 either direction are scheduled to open today following the afternoon rush hour, and they should be in use by tomorrow morning. I'm Marianne Sullivan, Metro Traffic Control, reporting live for Eyewitness News.
Thanks, Marianne. White House officials say President Reagan may consider declaring 11 Minnesota counties disaster areas as early as today. That means victims of July superstorm could qualify for low-interest loans or grants. The governor requested federal assistance after the superstorm dumped up to 14 inches of rain on parts of the metro area.
A tornado that ripped through Maple Grove at the beginning of the superstorm devastated many people. Last night, some of them got some help. As Pat Milan reports, even after homes are rebuilt and the rubble is cleared away, scars will remain.
After any disaster, victims are at first in a state of shock and denial, and that can last for days. Psychologists say the period that follows can be a troubling time.
And then when the realization that it did happen is when the grief and the loss hits them, and then the depression and the anger.
It's easy for the rest of us to forget what happened here in Maple Grove 12 days ago, but for these families, the tornado never seems to go away. The destruction is a constant reminder. It's a memory of a nightmare that doesn't seem to end.
The Red Cross has begun the first of many sessions for the angry, the depressed, and the confused, the victims of the tornado. 10 people met with 2 volunteer psychologists. Dave Fisher would have liked to have been at that session, but he's still trying to get his life together. Anger, depression, and confusion are all symptoms of the tornado that he has come to know well.
Just hope that it never happens to you, because it's a constant battle every day. You're so used to coming home to the same place and everything being just fine. You don't go home to the same place. Nothing is fine. There's always something different going on every day.
And Dave Fisher is not the only one with those feelings.
There definitely are people that are getting depressed at this point. They've worked so hard. They get very tired. They don't get much rest, and their life is so disrupted.
That's what I said to the guys at work. I said, you know how ridiculous I'm going to look out there mowing my lawn tonight, and I don't even have a house.
But until his home is rebuilt and his life is back together, the Red Cross says Dave Fisher and his neighbors will have help available to get them through this toughest of times. I'm Pat Milan reporting for Eyewitness News Morning.
Well, the Twins were bombed by the Angels in California last night.
And the controversy continues to swirl around Twins knuckleball pitcher Joe Niekro. Ed Cairo is going to fill us in after this.
For one day only, Wednesday at Highland. This 14-day programmable VHS video recorder is just $159. For one day only, Wednesday at Highland. This Sony AV receiver with 35 watts per channel is just $157. For one day only, Wednesday at Highland. Save on this Whirlpool countertop microwave oven with automatic timer, just $88. Save on many specially priced items. Wednesday only at Highland. For one day only.
Northtown Nissan in Friendly Fridley is your home for quality pre-owned cars and trucks with savings just like this. An 85 Plymouth Turismo 2.2. It's got a 5-speed air and sunroof for those hot days and nights. This is Mike's special, sale priced right now at $48.87 or 1% down, $149 a month. Or how about this one? An 81 Plymouth Reliant. It's got automatic, air, FM. Sale priced at $18.87, 1% down, $91 a month. Folks, that's only $3 a day at Northtown Nissan in Friendly Fridley.
When Now Sports moved all their inventory into this huge warehouse, the owner was quoted as saying, "This should hold us for a while." He was wrong. Announcing Now Sports' second annual warehouse sale. You'll find the best savings of the summer on bikes, fitness equipment, and skis. Everything Now Sports sells. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday only. It's huge.
Everybody talking about
Everybody
Joe Negro
is,
and the
yes.
Twins. You know, how were the Twins going to do, you know, last night, and what are they going to do to Joe Negro?
Well, Negro, of course, could get a 10-game suspension, and it looks like Lefty's got 9 games to go before he wins one or something. I don't know. He had a very bad start. Not really much positive to report from last night's Twins game. Steve Carlton is the lefty we're talking about. Got his first start for the Twins and was rocked. Carlton lasted only 4 2/3 innings, giving up 11 runs and 9 hits in a 9 runs and 11 hits in a 12-3 loss. The Twins are now a game up on Oakland in the West, a game and a half better than the Angels. The Joe Negro incident, his alleged scuffing of the ball in Monday's game, could result in a 10-game suspension. Negro has denied any wrongdoing, but Rob Lear reports.
They see my glove, they see my hands, they say, let me see your pockets. And if you take baseball pockets, and I just took them, and I just flipped them. And whatever was in there came out. And, you know, nothing, what are you going to hide on a baseball field in front of 30,000 people and 4 umpires?
Joe Negro's defense may sound sincere, but the evidence collected last night may say guilty as charged.
We had several balls that were doctored in the same manner in the same place.
Besides the half-dozen baseballs collected are the slow-motion replays. The most incriminating evidence, Exhibit A. As Joe Negro takes his glove off, keep your eye on his left hand. At the same time he juggles his mitt, he's cupping his hand. And whatever he's gripping is then placed in his back pocket. Exhibit B, a potential accomplice. Catcher Sal Butera keeps eye contact with the umps while trying to pick his pitcher's pocket. Exhibit C, Joe agrees to turn over the goods. And while most are watching the emery board that sails to the right, Butera gets another try at catching the flying object on the left. Another error for Sal and an early shower for Negro. Today from the scene of the crime, Joe was sticking to his side of the story.
No, as you had given the glove to the umpire, though, it appeared you still had something was in your hand that you ended up trying to pass to Sal Butera.
No, there was nothing in my hand. You know, I showed the umpires my hand, and they asked me for my pockets, and I showed my pockets.
It will be up to the American League to decide if Joe's guilty, but already many of his friends have come to his defense.
I believe his story and don't think he would doctor a ball or scuff a ball because there's no purpose in doing it when your predominant pitch is a knuckleball.
When he'll be able to throw that knuckleball won't be decided until the evidence is weighed and the verdict comes in. I'm Rob Lear for Channel 5 Eyewitness Sports.
So it goes.
Yes. Fascinating stuff. We'll see.
The coups, huh? Who knows, huh?
The time right now is 6:17. It's 58 degrees on this Wednesday morning. Coming up, meteorologist Karen Falloon will tell us all about today's cooler than usual forecast.
And later on Eyewitness News Morning, find out about divers in search of a safe that supposedly holds more than $1.5 million. That's just ahead.
I'm Harry Sieben. I'd like to tell you about an important addition at Sieben, Gross, and Von Holtum. Former federal Judge Miles Lord, a proven advocate of your legal rights, has joined us. We've always been known as the law firm for injured people that want to know their rights. The addition of Miles Lord will make us even more effective in representing you. So if you've been injured in an accident, on the road, at home, or on the job, contact us for a free consultation. We assure you maximum protection of your legal rights.
To get free delivery at most stores, you have to deliver it yourself. But Highland offers free delivery on all major appliances.
I get it. I got it. No!
Just thought you'd like to know. If something you buy from Highland gives you the same problem more than twice within 90 days of purchase, we won't even try to fix it for you. We'll give you a new one.
Time is running out on your chance to get rebates to $1,000 or financing as low as 3.9. But today, here at Merritt Chevrolet, while they last, choose from our huge selection of new Corsigas and Berettas, probably the largest selection in the state. And look, today at Merritt Chevrolet, new 1988 Corsigas with air, automatic, and more, with no cash down. Pick your color and drive it home for just $167 a month. The price may never be lower, so see us now before time and selection run out at Merritt Chevrolet, I-94 and Century Avenue, across from 3M in St. Paul.
6:19, 58 degrees in the Twin Cities. And how's the traffic moving outside? Well, let's check in with Mary Ann Sullivan over at Metro Traffic Control. Good morning, Mary Ann.
Thank you. And the traffic is moving very smoothly this morning. We'll keep that green light on the system. Through the construction zone, you'll find traffic on the build 35W southbound from County Road I to County Road C. It is single lane through there. And again, 35W northbound, the ramp to Highway 10 is scheduled to close today. Friday, Highway 10 to 35W northbound will close as a part of that ongoing construction. And 35E traffic from 694 to 94 traffic is moderate. Still holding at the posted speed limits. You'll find just a minor slowdown beginning at Maryland Avenue and continuing to I-94. I'm Mary Ann Sullivan reporting live for Eyewitness News.
Well, our philosophy here at Eyewitness News Morning is it's never too early to start thinking about the weekend. Yesterday we were giving the weekend forecast.
I think just about everyone has that philosophy during the summer, particularly when the weather has been so nice. If you like country music this weekend, you might want to head up to Detroit Lakes. They have a country music fest up that way this weekend. And it's actually a 3-day event, 5th annual event. They have some national country performers this weekend. It's actually a country music and camping festival. The weekend weather for that event, partly cloudy skies, perhaps a thunderstorm or two on Sunday. Temperatures cool at night in the 50s and highs during the day in the lower 80s. This weekend in Wisconsin, the Wisconsin State Fair begins on Thursday, but carries right through this first weekend in Milwaukee. Partly cloudy skies expected with temperatures in the 80s for highs and 60s for lows. We have a gorgeous morning to start out. We have high pressure over the upper Midwest. That is beginning to slide to the east, and winds will become more southerly. A warm front on the way across Minnesota later this afternoon, with a cool front to follow that. This low pressure will move eastward, and showers and thunderstorms will be increasing for the metro area here beginning after midnight tonight. Right now, this morning, we have clear skies, calm winds, and the temperature is 58 degrees. The dew point is 55. The relative humidity, 90%, and the pressure is holding steady. This afternoon, by midday, lunch hour, mostly sunny, 76 degrees this afternoon, partly cloudy, and 84. Our highs this afternoon will be in the low to mid-80s. Tonight, showers and thunderstorms late tonight. A beautiful evening, though, to start out with temperatures 64 to 69. And then tomorrow, partly cloudy, scattered showers, a few thunderstorms, highs 84 to 88. Friday, we cool down a bit just behind that cool front, and our high Friday afternoon will be around 80 degrees. Temperatures warming back to low to mid-80s this weekend.
And I suppose you've already aired out your tent to go up to that camping festival.
Of course I have.
Okay, I just wanted to
packed and ready to go.
Thanks, Karen. These are the top stories in the news this morning. In the Philippines, suspected communist rebels killed 6 people in Cebu City, the country's second-largest metropolitan center. And in Manila, troops opened fire on leftist workers after a bomb exploded on a picket line. 3 soldiers and 3 strikers were injured. And administration officials says President Reagan may delay asking Congress for more aid to the Contras if Nicaragua agrees to a ceasefire and accepts democratic reforms by the end of the month. A Nicaraguan official says the U.S. should first stop aid to the Contras before other steps are taken. 11 people who were aboard 2 small planes are lucky to be alive this morning. A commuter prop jet and a small private plane clipped each other while flying over the Mojave Desert. Both planes landed safely. 25 years ago, actress Marilyn Monroe was found dead in the bedroom of her Los Angeles home. Her death was ruled a probable suicide caused by an overdose of sleeping pills. She was 36 years old. It is now 6:23, 58 degrees in the Twin Cities. Coming up next, it's been buried for more than 60 years, and now divers are trying to bring up a safe said to hold more than $1.5 million. It's a search for buried treasure.
That's exciting. And later on Eyewitness News Morning, some tips on how to make the perfect omelet. That's this morning's Chef's Choice. Stay tuned.
It's Snyder's Savings Jamboree. See how you save today at your old corner drugstore.
Neutrogena soap and original oily or dry skin formulas just $3.49 for the 3-pack. Buy 2 bars, get 1 free. The twin pack of Barnes & Heinz Soft Mate Saline Solution for sensitive eyes is just $2.99. After $2 mail-in rebate, final cost is just 99 cents. Save on the new Mead Wireless Passion Neat Book. It's the snag-free notebook that's less bulky, just 99 cents. Ask about our new Prince Plus film developing program at Snyder's.
Like bargains? Who doesn't? Wait till you see Levitt's amazing August sale. All Levitt's area stores are celebrating with outstanding bargains. For example, $88 buys this twin-size poster bed, and only $98 buys bachelor chest, open hutch, student desk, chair, corner desk, mirror, or nightstand. Matching pieces are also sale priced during Levitt's August sale.
You'll love it at Levitt's.
If you don't feel guilty, it wasn't that good.
Doctor, I keep eating all the Frusenglasche.
All the what?
Frusenglasche. Ice cream. I just can't help myself.
Presenting Frusenglasche Vanilla Red Raspberry Swirl. So creamy, so delicious, so rewarding.
Have you tried giving up Frusenglasche?
What do you think? I'm crazy?
Enjoy the guilt. Frusenglasche.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back at 6:25 right now. A luxury liner laying at the bottom of Puget Sound in Washington State is giving up some of its treasures. Not the main one divers are looking for, but some artifacts. Divers hope to find a safe containing what they believe to be about $1.5 million worth of jewels and cash. Keith Elridge reports on what the divers have found so far.
There's a crane on the back of it. Looks like there's a bunch of trailers.
Don't see any treasure, huh?
No treasure. No treasure.
Betty and Ernest Ferris are like scores of other people. They're attracted by the search for sunken riches.
Of course, this is interesting. I'm interested in seeing what they're going to bring up. I want to see the china and what it looks like.
Dozens of cups, plates, bottles, and other artifacts have already been brought to the surface. Pieces from the SS Governor that haven't seen the light of day in 66 years.
I still like that Lubovich bottle. It's neater. One of your original mouthwash bottles with cork.
The salvage team says every little item tells a different story about life aboard the Governor. Before she was accidentally rammed in 1921, 10 people died. And a marine archaeologist wants to make sure none of the artifacts is destroyed in the search for a safe believed to contain $1.5 million in jewels, gold, and currency.
What I'm saying is their representative is, hey, let's slow down a little bit. Let's pick up these other things that are important. We still go after the safe. We're not moving to another area. We're not moving to a cargo area or something. We are after the safe.
But the safe has been tough to find. Bob Foster has been down there. He says they know where it should be, but it's covered by wreckage.
And so it could be actually suspended above all the debris that has settled in the bottom of the wreck. It could be hung up someplace where you have to really look down into in order to be able to find it.
You're down more than 200 feet. The ship is hard to recognize. 6 decades of swirling tides and wood-devouring sea life have taken their toll. Such salvage attempts have drawn criticism for disturbing what amounts to a deep-water tomb.
I never feel like I'm treading on ground that I shouldn't. It's if that were the case, you know, any archaeological dig would be out of bounds.
This is Keith Eldridge reporting. Next thing you know, they'll be looking for treasure on Lake Calhoun. You just never know. We'll be back with more of Eyewitness News Morning in just a moment.
Enjoy extra sugar-free gum.
You get extra flavor, extra fun, need extra sugar-free gum.
Extra, the only leading sugar-free gum with NutraSweet, gives you extra refreshing flavor that lasts an extra, extra, extra long time.
Extra flavor for that extra long play. Extra flavor for that extra long day. When you chew it extra, the extra fresh flavor lasts an extra, extra, extra long time.
Extra lasts extra long.
Why make 2 trips? And why wait? At LensCrafters, you can have quality eyeglasses in about an hour. Even tough prescriptions like trifocals and bifocals. Listen.
I've gotten bifocals, and I've gotten less than an hour.
Less than 45 minutes.
50 to 55 minutes.
It was fast, but it wasn't rushed.
Why make 2 trips?
LensCrafters. Quality eyeglasses in about an hour. Burnsville Center, Southdale Center, and Lomans Plaza, Roseville.
What startling truths about Elvis are emerging 10 years after his death? Inquiring minds want to know.
I want to know.
Why does this woman claim she bore Elvis's love child? This week's National Enquirer tells you. How can you get a better night's sleep? How can you be the life of the party?
It's in the Enquirer.
Why does Vanna White fear she's haunted by a death curse? Find out in the Enquirer. Over 100 features for people with inquiring minds.
Like me.
Oh, got a big truck sale going on right here at the all-new Southview Chevrolet Jeep at Inver Grove Heights. Oh, and only $44 delivers. No trouble when you buy an automobile here. How about a brand new 1987 S10 pickup? $44 down, $134 a month, or $63.44. You want some more? Well, you got to come down here and see us. We're only 5 minutes from the airport on 494 to Robert Street. The all-new Southview Chevrolet Jeep, 451-2211. Gonna make you feel like you're in heaven. See us!
6:30 now, 58 degrees in the Twin Cities.
A nice morning brewing. In the next half hour of Eyewitness News Morning, the USS Stark is expected to return to port today in Florida. A celebration is planned to honor the 175 returning crewmen and to pay tribute to the 37 who died. And President Reagan may ask Congress to delay more aid to the Contras, that if Nicaragua agrees to a ceasefire and democratic reforms.
And we'll take a look at some vintage toys like Hijinks, the Clown, and Picnic Bunny. But first, in the news this morning, a woman is in custody in connection with an overnight stabbing death. Police say the woman in custody is the dead man's girlfriend. According to St. Paul police, an unidentified man was stabbed in the back after an argument with his girlfriend. Police say the incident took place shortly after midnight on Carroll Street in St. Paul. The man's identity is being withheld until his relatives can be notified.
It's 6:30 right now, and it's 58 degrees. We're going to check in on the traffic with Marianne Sullivan. Good morning, Marianne.
Good morning, Wendy. We still have the green light on the system. Traffic still holding at the posted speed limits. Through Spaghetti Junction now, you'll find just a minor slowdown beginning 94 between Mounds Boulevard and Marion Street as traffic levels build and the speeds begin to drop through there 50 to 55 miles per hour. And also traffic beginning to slow 494 from Highway 100 to Cedar Avenue as you head toward the airport. Also out on the Crosstown beginning at 35W, you're going to find some moderately heavy traffic as well. And that continues 35W northbound and towards Cedar Avenue as well. I'm Marianne Sullivan, Metro Traffic Control, reporting live for Eyewitness News.
Karen Falloon here now with the weather, and I suppose if the temperatures stay this way for a couple more days, this cool, the leaves will start to turn?
Oh, bite your tongue, not yet. I'm not through with summer myself. We have cooler than normal temperatures, no doubt about it, across the upper Midwest, but we will be warming up. Thunderstorms, summer-type activity expected across the mid-Atlantic states and across the southeast. Very heavy thunderstorms expected across the southeast, so there may be some delays. If you're flying out this afternoon towards Atlanta or, say, New Orleans, there will be some heavier thunderstorms across the deep south, and that may cause a few delays. Those heavy thunderstorms will extend all the way up to New York City. Rather pleasant in Chicago with partly cloudy skies and 77 degrees this afternoon. Lots of sunshine out to the far west. All along the western coastline, the temperatures will be in the 70s along the coast and warming up into the 80s in the interior section. Now, we have been watching a swirl of clouds right now sitting over southwestern Canada. It's been swirling to the east. That's with a low pressure system first bringing a warm front across Minnesota and then a cool front to follow for tomorrow. This morning we have clear skies all across the upper Midwest and a temperature right now of 58 degrees. The dew point is 55. The relative humidity is 90%. Winds are calm. The pressure is holding steady. By tonight, that warm front should have already come through, putting us in the warm sector here. So temperatures tonight won't be quite as cool as they were last night and early this morning. Then on Thursday afternoon, a cool front follows, and so we'll see an increase in the number of showers and thunderstorms here in the metro area beginning after midnight and throughout the day tomorrow. Midday today, lots of sunshine, though mostly sunny skies and 76 degrees. This afternoon, partly cloudy and 84. Tonight, temperatures will range from 64 to 69 degrees. Winds will be out of the south. Showers and thunderstorms developing late tonight. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, scattered showers and thunderstorms with highs 84 to 88 degrees. And then on Friday, just behind that cool front, we cool back down so that temperatures Friday afternoon will be near 80 degrees. So not that oppressive heat that we had over the weekend.
Yeah. It's going to be a little while.
Yes.
They're already turning up in the North Shore. So.
Oh, no.
Well, the frigate USS Stark will return to her home port of Mayport, Florida later today. It will be the first time back in U.S. waters for the Stark since she was attacked in the Persian Gulf last spring. For the parents of one Minneapolis sailor, it will be the first time to see their son since the attack. Mike Binkley has the story.
Yellow ribbons were dangling from the motel doorways as Doug and Evie Ryden checked in. And along every street they drove were more signs of the welcome their son and his crewmates are about to get.
Oh, I got a big Stark sign out front.
Yeah, cute.
Picture of it. Hey, that's really neat.
This is what they had just seen, a homemade sign put up earlier by the workers at a local burger place.
Go ahead.
Everybody here, you know, their husbands or boyfriends are in the Navy, and we're just proud of what they do and everything.
And beauty salons, used car dealers, and others have put up signs of their own. It was just 10 weeks ago, as smoke lifted from the damaged Stark, that the Rydens sat in Minneapolis for a full 36 hours before the call finally came.
Here it is.
Hello? Yes. Riding, yes. Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God.
And now the ship is nearly home.
We're finally here, and he's finally coming home. We just feel wonderful.
It's real hard to contain ourselves, and just can't wait to get our hands on him. And we told him he better be lifting weights because he's going to need it to be in shape for all the hugging that's going to happen.
It's going to happen complete with bands, balloons, and banners here. And they're going to do everyone a big favor by making it quick. No long-winded speeches by officials to sit through. They'll let the crew members get off the ship, embrace their families, and they'll be free to go home. The Rydens can't wait. Mike Binkley reporting for Eyewitness News Morning.
And Mike will bring us the story of that reunion tonight on Eyewitness News. Well, despite the objections of the governor of Minnesota and 10 other states, National Guard troops will continue to conduct training missions in Central America. A federal judge yesterday dismissed a lawsuit challenging the federal government's authority over state guard units. While the attorney generals of both Iowa and Colorado expressed disappointment over the ruling, Governor Rudy Perpich vowed to continue the fight in the appeals court.
A West German magazine says that the secret U.S. arms sales to Iran could have resulted in another hostage crisis. The magazine Stern says a group of Iranians who were against the deal planned to take former White House aides Oliver North and Robert McFarlane hostage when they arrived in Tehran last year. In Washington, there are said to be discussions about another deal with the Nicaraguans. The Reagan administration plan would delay Contra aid if Nicaragua agrees to a ceasefire and some democratic reforms. News Star reporter Mullen Jennings has a preview.
The Iran-Contra hearings may be over, but the Contras are still in the news. Today, Contra leaders gathered in Washington to meet with President Reagan and discuss a new Central American initiative. Yesterday, Republican congressional leader Bob Michel let the news slip that President Reagan is expected to announce a significant plan soon.
It has to do with maybe a new initiative, and I think maybe very significant.
Members of Congress and White House sources are holding details of the initiative close to their chests. But those details are expected to emerge over the coming days, and President Reagan will touch on the initiative in his speech to the nation next week. In Washington, Mullen Jennings reporting for the News Star Network.
While we're on the subject of Nicaragua, a congressman has released a CIA report on the death of an American volunteer killed last April in Nicaragua. The report says members of the Contra group that killed Benjamin Lindner were not asked to detail the exact circumstances under which he died. The Sandinistas say Lindner died unarmed, but the Contras say he died armed in battle.
It has been on the books for 38 years, but as of today, there will no longer be a fairness doctrine governing broadcasters. The Federal Communications Commission decided that the doctrine, which required broadcasters to present all sides in controversial issues, is unconstitutional. The FCC said the move will give broadcast journalists the same First Amendment rights as the print media. The dangers of lightning were unfortunately illustrated again yesterday on a beach in Japan. A group of students were surfing during an electrical storm when lightning apparently hit necklaces worn by the students, killing 6 and injuring 6 others.
A Chilean airliner crashed while landing in northern Chile yesterday, killing at least 1 American. The plane's nose apparently hit the runway and the aircraft broke in half. The remaining passengers and crew escaped down an emergency chute. Another airline incident to report to you this morning. This one happened in the skies over California's Mojave Desert. A private plane and a commuter plane clipped one another. Both planes were damaged. There was metal hanging off the tail of one where the other's wing apparently hit. The planes landed safely with no injuries reported.
Time now 6:39, 58 degrees. Pretty cool out there in the Twin Cities. Wednesday on Eyewitness News Morning. Little something special.
A little something special indeed. It's time for Chef's Choice. Today we're going to tell you all about making omelets, what to do, what not to do. That's ahead. Stay tuned.
Now the fresh taste of Vandy Camps has a new ring to it. Finally, fish from a microwave that's crunchy on the outside and moist and tender inside. The secret's in the crisping sheet. If this sounds good, wait till you taste it. Vandy Camps, the freshest ideas in frozen fish. Now get our new microwave fish sticks and fillets for your whole family.
Ember's $1.99 jumbo breakfast. 2 farm fresh eggs, 2 buttermilk pancakes, 2 country sausage links, and 2 strips of hardwood cured bacon, only $1.99. Ember's, big taste, small check.
Aircom knows your phone system is one of the most important assets your company can have. If you have the features you really need, and if you can add or subtract features as your needs change or new technology becomes available. That's why Aircom offers the completeness and flexibility of a Centron communication system from Northwestern Bell. Call 457-0543. Ask us about Centron. Aircom Incorporated, your authorized Northwestern Bell agent.
You'll get a winning deal now at your Hall of Fame dealer's World Series of Savings.
Be a winner at Art Goebel Ford. Get 3.9% APR 24-month financing or rebates of $300 on Escort and Tempo, $500 on 6-cylinder Thunderbirds, $1,000 on Bronco 2s and 4-wheel drive Rangers, 5.9% APR on 2, 3, or 4-year contracts, or up to $500 rebates on Taurus, plus 6-year, 60,000-mile warranties. See your less hassle dealer, Art Goebel Ford, Coon Rapids.
It's Wednesday, something I look forward to every week. It's time for Chef's Choice.
That is very true. Today, some tips on that omelet you may be making in the breakfast for kitchen for breakfast today. Here we go. It's Wednesday. We're going to travel to a colorful place with a pink exterior. It's called Allison's Restaurant. Here's some tips on how to make an omelet.
The first key to making a good omelet is a very good, clean, non-stick pan. Start with clarified butter to prevent burning. Clarified butter is just butter that is all the butter fat removed off the top. Good ½ ounce should do it. And I start with sauteing my veggies that I want to put in my omelet. Here we'll be using onions, mushrooms, a little bit of garlic. We'll start to saute it over a medium heat. Now, a very important part of the omelet is bringing the outside cooked edges into the center so as to trap air and make it more fluffy. Just bring it in from the outside towards the center, just like this. Rotate, turning the egg to the outside of the pan, like so. You gotta watch your flame. You don't want to scorch your eggs. It's very important. I've got some crab meat here that's really tasty in an omelet. We'll add it to the mushrooms and onions. Mix it up. Then I often add a shot of dry white wine. It's really good with crab meat or seafood of any sort, for that matter. The next step for a good omelet is to flip it, trapping air underneath the eggs, making it more fluffy. It takes a little bit of practice, but if you get it up on the edge of the pan and a little bit of wrist action, just like so. Then you can add your vegetables, onions, mushrooms, crab meat in this instance. The next step is adding your cheese. Here we have cream cheese, which I've flattened out to spread it over the omelet and make melting a lot easier and more thorough. I'll just place it on top of the vegetables and stick it under your broiler to melt it. It'll also make the eggs rise, giving you a really nice fluffy omelet. After the cheese is melted, you want to fold the omelet. This is a little delicate process, but it's pretty easy. I just let it slide out of the pan, but keep the back end in the pan and flip it like so. Gently roll it like that. And there you have it. Perfect omelet.
I can never flip it like that in the pan, can you?
No, I like the way he measured out the wine. Oh, just a little splash.
The best cooks don't measure.
Yes.
Steve Carlton was less than awesome in his Twins debut against California last night.
And Joe Niekro continues to command the biggest share of the attention among Twins pitchers. Ed Cairo is with us after this.
For over 20 years, Bradley Exterminating Company has been providing quality exterminating services for fine homes, apartments, and businesses. And now, due to popular demand, we've also developed a complete line of quality products for the do-it-yourselfer. All Bradley Exterminating products are easy to use and packed with exterminator punch to get the job done fast. When you have a pest problem, look for a Bradley display in a store near you. Bradley Exterminating products. They work for exterminators, they'll work for you.
Available at Coast to Coast North St. Paul and Grand Avenue Ace.
Oh, got a big truck sale going on right here at the all-new Southview Chevrolet Jeep at Inver Grove Heights. Oh, and only $44 delivers. No trouble when you buy an automobile here. How about a brand new 1987 S10 pickup? $44 down, $134 a month, or $63.44. You want some more? Well, you got to come down here and see us. We're only 5 minutes from the airport on 494 to Robert Street. The all-new Southview Chevrolet Jeep, 451-2211. Gonna make you feel like you're in heaven. See us!
Divorce. Wills.
Bankruptcy. Real estate.
Do you need legal help? Call Neff Law Firm, 831-6555.
Shoplifting.
Drunk driving.
Personal injury.
Criminal assault. Drug charges.
Adoption.
We can answer your questions and give the legal help you need at reasonable rates. Got a legal problem? Call Neff Law Firm, 831-6555.
Ember's $1.99 jumbo breakfast. 2 farm fresh eggs, 2 buttermilk pancakes, 2 country sausage links, and 2 strips of hardwood cured bacon, only $1.99. Ember's, big taste, small check.
You know, this Niekro incident has just captured everyone's attention. Everyone's talking about it.
A million times I was asked yesterday, what are they going to do?
Yeah. Well, 10 games max. You know, he could be sitting out for a while, and if the Twins need him, that could be troublesome. We'll see. And then there was that inauspicious Twins debut for another Twins pitcher, Steve Carlton. He's the winningest pitcher in the major leagues, but he lasted 4 2/3 innings against the Angels last night, giving up 11 hits and 9 runs. The Angels pounded out 19 hits against the Twins last night and won 12-3, cutting the Twins' West Division lead to 1 game over Oakland and a game and a half over the Angels. They'll finish that series at Anaheim this afternoon. Well, Scuffgate, the investigation into the idea Joe Niekro scuffs baseballs to give them that knuckleball effect when he pitches continues. Niekro was kicked out of Monday night's game in California when found carrying an emery board and sandpaper. Niekro faces a possible 10-game suspension for the results of that investigation. Niekro doesn't deny he carried the goods, but insists on his innocence.
You know, I was in a situation where they asked me to do something. I did it voluntarily. I didn't think there was anything wrong with it because I've been doing it, like I said, for 12 years and putting that in my pocket. And when they seen it, they said I'm out of the game. And like I said, if it's in the rule book where I can't have it, I learned the rule the hard way.
The Minneapolis Star Tribune reports Twins infielder Al Newman tried to physically restrain a ball boy from bringing baseballs used by Niekro to umpires to be used as evidence in their claim that Niekro scuffed them. Newman is quoted as saying he tried to intervene with the ball boy, but not physically. Twins pitcher Frank Viola has been named American League Player of the Month for his 5-0 record and 1.81 ERA over that stretch in July. He was a unanimous choice. Well, the Vikings got their first full day in for training camp. It was the first of 2-a-day practice sessions yesterday, and those 4 players missing when camp started Monday were still gone. Veterans Joey Browner, Walker Lee Ashley, and Chris Martin were out of there. So was rookie draftee Ray Berry. Fines will be imposed upon the veterans. Non-contract rookies cannot participate in camp unless they're signed, and Barry is negotiating. He's not signed, so they won't fine him. They haven't given him money yet, so they can't get it back.
Wendy, let it go on the record that Ed officially put a title on this whole Negro thing.
Yes.
Scuffgate.
Scuffgate. Did you coin that one?
That's what it is. Well, I don't know if I did, but it occurred to me.
That's perfect. Scuffgate. All right, thanks, Ed. It's about 10 minutes before 7 right now. 58 degrees. It's kind of a cool morning in August. Meteorologist Karen Floon's going to tell us all about that up next.
And we will take a trip back to a time before Transformers and GoBots, when toys actually played music. That's next on Eyewitness News Morning.
Be smart, eat right, like lively. Be bright, that's right, like lively. Eat smart.
Eat smart with Light and Lively low-fat yogurt. Creamy, fruity yogurt that's low in cholesterol. An economical 6-pack or new 8-ounce size.
Be fit, that's it, like lively. Feeding your body the way that you should. That's good, Light and Lively. Eat smart, that's sense, that's good. Light and Lively, eat smart.
When Now Sports moved all their inventory into this huge warehouse, the owner was quoted as saying, "This should hold us for a while." He was wrong. Announcing Now Sports' second annual warehouse sale. You'll find the best savings of the summer on bikes, fitness equipment, and skis. Everything Now Sports sells. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday only. It's huge.
Everybody's talking about it. Nobody sells for less than Southdale Ford Yugo. Nobody. Here's an 80 Mercury Capri, only $138 a month. Come in right now or call 835-5555. I'll cut it in half, make it $69 a month. Or how about this? An 82 Escort, a Ford Escort, $98 a month. You come in right now or call 835-5555. I'll cut it in half, $49 a month, folks. Southdale Ford Yugo. Nobody sells for less. Nobody.
He's a golf great, but he's never won the PGA.
This morning, Tom Watson, he tees off for the PGA tomorrow.
And Julia Child cooks in Italy this morning on Good Morning America.
Sarah, where do we sit now? Is this pretty much normal for this time of year, what we're experiencing now?
Normal temperatures are in the low 60s at night and in the low 80s during the day. So we've actually been well above normal until this last few days. Yesterday was below normal averaged out about 5 degrees below normal. So it's a little cooler than it should be, but we'll take it, especially after this weekend. Now, we have temperatures starting to warm up already. We won't have the oppressive heat that we had over the weekend, but the warmer air is on its way, and you can tell by looking at the clouds. Some cloudiness with the warm air coming into western Minnesota there in the eastern Dakotas. Some of those clouds will make it over the metro area a little bit later this afternoon. We'll start out with gorgeous sunshine this morning. Temperatures with high pressure sitting over the upper Midwest, a little on the chilly side, 46 degrees, both International Falls and Duluth now. Elsewhere, temperatures across the upper Midwest, generally in the mid to upper 50s. However, a little bit farther out to the west, temperatures in the low to mid 60s over parts of the Dakotas. That's because they've had southerly winds, and they're just already in the warm sector, a warm front having passed through parts of the Dakotas this morning. Right now, we have clear skies. Temperature is comfortably 58 degrees this morning. The dew point 55. The relative humidity 90%. Winds are calm, and the pressure is holding steady. Later this afternoon, a warm front will come through the metro area and then continue on its way to the northeast. Showers and thunderstorms will be developing later this afternoon over northern Minnesota, and then following a cool front through the western Dakotas. This cool front will come right through the metro area here later on Thursday afternoon. So we'll be in the warm sector tonight and throughout much of the day tomorrow. Southerly winds, warmer temperatures in the forecast. Midday today, though, a really nice day. Mostly sunny, 76 degrees for the noon hour. This afternoon, partly cloudy and 84. For tonight, temperatures not quite as cool, mid to upper 60s, showers and thunderstorms developing late tonight, and then scattered showers and thunderstorms on Thursday, otherwise partly cloudy skies, temperatures reaching the mid to upper 80s. The allergy alert forecast, pollen levels this weekend were in the low range, but now the beginning of the week here, they've been rising, and throughout the day today, they will continue rising in the medium range, and those pollen levels, what's rising right now is the ragweed.
Yes, that's a problem in August, a big problem. All right, thanks, Karen. We're going to check in on the traffic one last time right now with Marianne Sullivan. She's standing by for us. Good morning, Marianne.
Thank you, Wendy. We have the green light on the system, although now a couple of problems to watch for. You're going to find quite a backup. Highway 61 northbound through the construction in Newport from 12th Street to 20th Street. Very heavy traffic, slow and go, stop and go. And that continues to 494. Looks like an 11-minute drive, moderate past there, 294. And report of an accident now 94 westbound at the Lafayette Freeway. 2 cars involved. State Patrol is now on the scene, but you're going to find some heavy traffic building quickly through Spaghetti Junction. I'm Marianne Sullivan, Metro Traffic Control, reporting live for Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Marianne. Here's a look at the headlines this morning. A woman is in custody in connection with an overnight stabbing death. Police say an unidentified man was stabbed in the back on Carroll Street in St. Paul shortly after midnight. Police say that the woman in custody may be the dead man's girlfriend. Victims of the superstorm may find out today if federal relief is on its way. Governor Perpich, of course, had requested that 11 counties be declared disaster areas following the devastating storm. The federal aid would come in the form of low-interest loans and grants. The USS Stark returns to its home base in Florida today. The Stark was attacked by Iraqi missiles while on duty in the Persian Gulf back in May. 37 crewmen were killed in that attack. Iran naval officials say they are ready to avenge the deaths of Iranians killed during the rioting in Mecca. Iran's Navy is practicing suicide speedboat maneuvers in the Persian Gulf, and the government is threatening the United States. Government officials say any provocative act by the U.S. would have dangerous consequences. And Jim Dixon's incredible journey continues this morning. Dixon is trying to become the first blind person to sail across the Atlantic Ocean. He has a talking computer helping him as a guide across the 2,800 miles of water to England.
Good luck to him. The time right now is 6:56. If you need some free legal advice, this is your day. Attorneys from the Hennepin County Bar Association will be volunteering their time today, answering consumer concerns regarding legal issues. Times to call are from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. The numbers are 339-8777 or 340-0022. The toys we give our kids today often don't bear any resemblance to the toys we played with as kids. So one toy collector in Albuquerque, New Mexico stumbled on quite a find when he discovered a sealed box of battery-operated toys from the 50s. Stuart Dyson shows us the clapping monkey and other gems from the past.
McGregor, the stogie-puffing Scotsman. Picnic Bunny, the carrot-juice-guzzling rabbit. Hijinks the clown and his aerial chimpanzee. As archaeological discoveries, maybe they don't quite rank with the Dead Sea Scrolls and King Tut's tomb. But when Howard Rockman got his hands on a few crates of mint-condition toys from the 1950s, he knew he'd found treasure. Howard's displaying the battery-powered made-in-Japan gadgets at Over the Rainbow, his comic book store in Albuquerque's Northeast Heights.
It's one way to remember the past. It's one of the only ways to remember the past and have a piece of it. And it's a good example for our children and their children's children if they can see the type of things that we grew up with and cherished when we were kids.
Actually, no self-respecting American kid in the 50s would have willingly spent allowance money on Picnic Bunny or his dipsoid buddy Picnic Bear, or that other booze hound, the Martini Mad Married Bartender. This was the kind of junk our parents might sneak under the Christmas tree, along with the BB guns and baby dolls, just to stretch things out a bit. But time has been kind to McGregor and his pals. For grown-up 50s kids, they have tremendous nostalgic impact, and 80s kids can gawk and wonder at the notion of childhood without GoBots and photon guns. Stuart Dyson for the News Star Network.
I remember those bunnies. Karen, you remember those?
I do remember those bunnies and the clapping monkeys and all those other little gems, as you put it. We should have a gorgeous day today. Sunshine to start out with, a few clouds perhaps later on this afternoon. About 10 degrees warmer temperatures this afternoon, reaching the low to mid-80s. And Ed, what do we have to look forward to in sports?
Well, other than clapping monkeys, the Vikings continue training camp in Mankato with a chance that any or all of their 4 missing players will return. The match play section of the Resorters Golf Tournament begins in Alexandria. They put out Bob's Fire from yesterday. The Twins' Bert Blyleven takes on California's Jerry Royce today in the last of that 3-game Angels series in Anaheim. Bob?
Okay, Ed, I hope you'll join me later this morning at 9 a.m. for Twin Cities Live as we talk about step parenting. With the high rate of divorce today, more and more Americans are living in blended families. However, in these families, when children are brought together, there can sometimes be big problems for the step parents. How to make a blended family work at 9 o'clock this morning on Twin Cities Live. And just a reminder, if you see news happening in your neighborhood across the state of Minnesota, call the Eyewitness News tip line. The best news about Minnesota comes from Minnesotans, and you could do it quite
services for fine homes, apartments, and businesses. And now